All right, this is my first ever video about Norway. I've done a bunch of videos about Sweden, several about Denmark, at least one about Finland, but I've never done a Norwegian video. Well, Norway just had their 2019 local elections. The full results are finally out. And if you've seen the international headlines, your big takeaway would be huge victory for the Greens. But it's actually way more complicated and nuanced than that. The first thing is that since the Danes have reverted back to socialism, Norway is the last country in Scandinavia with a center-right national government. The Norwegian electorate tends to vote more to the right in national elections than local elections. So in 2015, the left basically won big in local elections, but then the center-right won in the 2017 national election. And in the local elections that just took place, the left did even better, but there's a major caveat. So in Norway, immigrants can vote in local elections as long as they've been in the country for at least 3 years. Now, when this was started, most of the immigrants were from Denmark and Sweden. They never intended the current situation. In this local election, 350,000 non-citizens were eligible to vote. They even got a letter in the mail telling them they could go vote. Much of these are brand new non-European economic migrants who, according to the Norwegian government, are overwhelmingly living on welfare. 350,000 is roughly 8.5%. So do you think maybe these people went out and voted for the left-wing parties that are promising the most welfare? Overall, the major left-wing parties increased their percentage by 3.9%. But when you consider that 8.5% of the entire electorate were non-citizen immigrants, much of whom are brand new non-European economic migrants living on welfare, it suddenly doesn't sound as impressive. So here's the Aldi's whiteboard that everybody loves so much. Now, up here, I have the center-right ruling coalition. You have the right party, which is the main establishment center-right party. It's really a very weak center-right party. And so they got 23.2% in the 2015 local elections and 20.1% the other day. Then you have the Progress Party, which is the conservative party of Norway. The media calls them far right and the party of Anders Breivik and all kinds of other sensationalistic terms. Really, they're just a conservative, libertarian leading party. They call for a more sensible immigration policy. They're really not particularly hardcore, but they're the media's right-wing boogeyman for Norway. So they went from 9.5 to 8.2. Now, the heyday of the Progress Party was really from 2005 to 2009. That's when they were at their peak. And they've been in a slow decline ever since. They still do way better in national elections. In the 2017 national election, they got about 15.5%. Then you've got Venstre, which actually means left, but the name dates back to when the left-right dynamic was different. And so today, Venstre is more of a centrist party, and they went from 5.5 to 3.9. Then you've got the Christian Democrats, another basically weak center-right party, 5.4 to 4.0. And so between 2015 2019, there's a substantial drop for the parties that make up the current center-right coalition government of Norway. Now, part of that went to a new party that was founded in 2014, which is basically a big tent populist anti-tax party. The name roughly translates to Citizens Against Toll Booths. And so they're against the toll booths, they're against increases in property taxes and other taxes, and it's basically an anti-tax party. And you could probably include this as part of the center right. Now, they were founded in 2014. They got barely anything in 2015. They got 2.4% the other day. However, in certain localities, they got over 10% of the vote. The vote for the tax protest party was highly concentrated in certain areas. Certain very isolated areas of Norway, the tax protest party could actually become part of local governments. And then there was also a small increase in other teeny tiny parties, some of which are conservative, some of which are not. So here's the parties of the opposition. So basically the left wing. Now, the big loser was Labour Party. So this is the establishment center left. They went way down. Then you have the center party, SP here, was the biggest winner. So the center party of Norway, they have the same thing in Sweden, and they kind of have the same thing in Finland, where you have a Green Party, which are hardcore far left Greens, and then you have the center party, which is more moderate center left Greens. And so the center party got a huge boost. They picked up a lot of the people from the Labour Party. The hardcore left-wing Green Party actually got a much smaller boost. Then you have the Socialist Party got a boost, and the Red Party. The Red Party is basically full communist. And so among the three most radical left-wing parties, the Greens, the Socialists, and the Reds, you got a 6.4% boost. But then for the opposition left altogether, it was only a 3.9% boost, which is in the range of the non-citizen voter bloc. And so, like I said, in the 2021 national election, we won't have the 8.5% non-citizen voters, much of which are new immigrants on welfare. And so you might not see any boost for the left. Now, there's an interesting side story here. The media is talking about the rise of the Norwegian Greens. A few years ago, Norwegian public television released a TV show called Occupied. It had the largest budget of any Norwegian TV show in history. And the plot was that the Green Party had taken control of the Norwegian government and completely shut down oil and natural gas production. This causes such an economic catastrophe in mainland Europe that the EU greenlights a Russian invasion of Norway as long as Russia agrees to get the oil and natural gas pumping again. Now, the concept for the show sounded really cool. It's actually pretty boring. After about the third episode, I couldn't stay awake any longer, and I stopped watching it. But if you don't know, Norway is one of the wealthiest countries in the whole world. And their main industry is oil and natural gas. And their main export by far is oil and natural gas. And they have so much money from this The government of Norway has the second largest amount of state investment of any country in the world after China. Norway has something like $1.4 trillion that they invest. Now, the Green Party in Norway actually does advocate a complete shutdown of their petroleum industry, which would be catastrophic for the rest of Europe. Now, there is a really cool Norwegian TV show. It's called Lilyhammer. I think it's probably the best TV show to come out in 10, 15 years. You can watch it on YouTube. It actually ridicules Scandinavian socialism. So check that out. All right, thanks for watching this video. Click the like button. Post a comment below. Tell me what you think about this. And please support my sponsor, Patriotic Flags, the online flag store, patriotic-flags.com. And please consider making a donation to this YouTube channel, as all my videos are mass demonetized by YouTube. And I would like to thank John, Hannelore, and Elvin for making donations. I've also had some other donations for $1 and $2, some of them from Subscribestar, some of them through credit card. So the people that make those donations, I thank you as well. And click the subscribe button. New video every few days.